Hi guys, welcome back to the Boeing Bookshelf. I'm in a little bit of a different location. My book room is a bit of a disaster. But gosh, we haven't done a video in almost a year, and we are so sorry for that. Life did get in the way a little bit. Lots of life. But I did a lot of reading. I did not meet my reading goal last year. I didn't even post about it on Instagram. It just kind of, New Year's Day kind of snuck by me, and before I realized it, it's today. So, but no, I did not meet my reading goal. I think it was like 6 or 7 short of it. So I'm redoing it. I'm doing 65 books this year, trying to, fingers freaking crossed. So far I'm doing okay. January was probably my best reading month. February and March have turned out to be not so great for reading. But I realized I needed to get back into this and all that stuff. Just, if you haven't been made aware or anything like that, some awful things were said about Jennifer L. Armentrout's new book, War of Two Queens. I have not read it yet. It is patiently waiting, and because I'm still reading A Shadow in the Embers, because I'm like halfway through it. So life keeps getting in the way, but I will get to it. And I just realized that, man, I really did miss doing videos. I missed, rambling about the books that I love, and just trying to get more people to read and trying to get people to be more open-minded and not be so awful. So yeah, last year, kind of recap all my reading from last year. I read my very first extreme horror novel. Oh my god, guys. And I had a review. I recorded this whole review for The Kin by Keelan Patrick Byrne. I don't have it, and I won't ever own it. But that kind of snowballed a little bit. I'm kind of wanting to get more into my roots of, wanting to read more horror. So I definitely picked up, at the end of last year when Barnes & Noble had their book sale, picked up A Head Full of Ghosts by Paula Tremblay. That one's been pretty prominent on TikTok and Book Talk. And then I've read Jonathan Mayberry's Rotten Ruin series, for YA, oh gosh, a long time ago. So I wanted to read more of him, and I picked up the first book in a Pine Deep novel. It's Ghost Road Blues. So it seems kind of interesting, and I kind of can't wait to dive into it. I was gifted for Christmas Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. I really, really liked it. I think I enjoyed that one more than I did Horns. Just because I read Horns last year in October, and I liked it, but I think I liked the movie more. And I know that's blasphemous to say as a book enthusiast, bookworm, but I think I liked the movie more. Yeah, Heart-Shaped Box was really, really good. So thank you, Elizabeth and Eric, for that awesome gift. I love it. That also inspired me to get Nosferatu by Joe Hill, and I was supposed to read that during winter or Christmas-ish, and I didn't do it because pick your reasons. But we reread the Shifter series. We got Elizabeth to read the Shifter series for the very first time, and oh my gosh, she blew through them so incredibly fast, and it just makes my heart happy because Rachel Vincent is like my all-time favorite author, and to have another fan, and just, oh gosh, it was so fun, especially watching her like give commentary about the things that she was reading and the events that happened, and it was hilarious. And the only thing that me and Amy kept telling her was, just keep reading, just keep reading, because if you think things are bad now, wait, just wait. You're in for a whole different ball game. But I know that we were wanting to like do a video of me, Amy, and Elizabeth all discussing the Shifter series in the world, because they kind of have some strong opinions, and I have some strong opinions. We all have strong opinions, and it's okay for one particular person to totally be wrong. They're allowed to be wrong. So, I'm just throwing it out there. I love you. Yeah, so we did that, and I did reread the Wildcat series, which I totally forgot how much I loved it. So if that's something that you're interested into, or if you read the Shifter series and you want to, you just need more of these characters, go and read the Wildcat series by Rachel Vincent, because it's super fun. And they're not like super heavy in the seriousness and all that stuff like the Shifter series was. These are meant for real quick get-togethers and to have some fun. But yeah, so oh gosh, what else did I read? I have my thing right here. What else did I read last year? Oh my goodness. I definitely went through a little bit of JLA's backlog on older books. So I read the Covenant series and the Titan series. And the Titan series, oh my gosh, I bawled. Guys, if y'all haven't read it, y'all have to read it. But you have to read the Covenant series first so you can get background information for the Titan series, because it's a spinoff. And if you don't know JLA, know that most of her books will always kind of do that. But we did that. I went through a lot of Rachel Vincent's old books as well that I own, and we read the Menagerie series, which I forgot how much I loved, and how magical, if you like a dark noir magical. It's very grim based, but it's and not grim as in fairy tale grim, as in it's just it's a bleak atmosphere. But it's magical at the same time. It's so hard to it's so hard to describe, but it's really freaking good. So there's another one you can read. But yeah, the two authors that kind of dominated my reading last year was JLA and Rachel Vincent. So, which, like, them two, like, I can't tell you, like, Rachel Vincent's number one, JLA is 1.5. Like, she's, like, right there. They're neck and neck, or almost neck and neck. I'm so excited. But yeah, we did, like, a little bit of a book haul recently. I was able to get, I have a lot of books over here stacked, but guys, I haven't even read it, and I've already been told it will wreck my shit up. So I haven't read it yet because I was reading from Blood and Ash and the rest of them to get ready for the War of Two Queens, and then I kind of fell behind, so I wasn't able to get to it yet, but I need to get to it, guys. This is a monster of a book. And like I said, I've heard that it will wreck my shit. So I'm a little apprehensive, but I'm really excited because I did love Crescent City. It was so good, and I really can't wait to get back in there with Hunt and Bryce and everybody in the whole gang to find out what else is about to happen. So I cannot wait for that. I started rereading Atlas in Zombieland by Jenna Showalter. I started it, I got almost halfway through it, and then I put it down because I've realized that I really needed to focus on Blood and Ash and Flesh and Fire novels to get ready for the War of Two Queens. So I'll put that aside, but I am going to go back there and I'm going to finish rereading them because I really did love that world. It's one of my favorite books by Jenna Showalter, or series by Jenna Showalter, and she doesn't disappoint. I did read Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie. The book is out there, but it's Carrie Maniscalco. I'm totally butchered that, and I'm so sorry. But it was really good, and I liked it, and I liked like the Victoria setting and or Victoria era setting and all that, and it was really good. So I bought the rest of them, and I've been kind of slowly working my way through it. Unfortunately, I haven't read many horror stories right now. Like the last one I read was Heart-Shaped Box. So like I'm just, my main focus has been to get to A War of Two Queens, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so excited for it, and I cannot wait because I don't like. There's been so much hate around it, and I don't even want to give that much attention. I cannot wait to dive back into it and see what other things happen with Poppy and Cass and Kieran and the whole bit. So, if you haven't read that series, or if you have, man, I really hope that you loved it as much as I do, and just cannot wait. But yeah, so what else? Possibly for the time being, I'll probably be the only one giving reviews for the time for a while, just because Woody has a whole bunch of like he has a hard time concentrating on reading right now, which is really, really breaking his heart because he loves reading. I mean, he's the one who got me into reading, and for him to not be able to read has been really like kind of playing a little bit of havoc with him. And so hopefully we can kind of get him back to where he can start reading again, because he does really, really miss it. He has a hard time concentrating for it. So I'll probably try and do one video and I'll have several different books that I can go through and review. Kind of short and sweet, but we all know how I am. I ramble a lot, so I am sorry. We'll have to just kind of figure out how this goes. But I really am glad to be back into this, and I missed it. And I want to make sure that there's another positive voice. And I know there's tons of positive voices out there. I want to add mine in, because there needs to be more positivity, especially in the book world. So, I mean, but yeah, so how have y'all been reading? Are y'all working towards y'all's goals? Did y'all meet last year's reading goals? Did you set new ones? Hopefully y'all are doing well on reading. Hopefully as well you've gotten A House of Sky and Breath, and gotten to War of Two Queens, and just fell in love with them just like every other book. But yeah, so I think I'm going to end it here. I know this really wasn't like a big like book review type thing, just kind of telling you what I did read and what I have been reading and all that good stuff. Oh, and during Woody's PT, because that was kind of another thing, Woody did have a knee replacement, so that's also been playing on why he hasn't been able to read and why we haven't been doing a video. But he did have a knee replacement, and his PT therapist gave me a recommendation for Simone St. James, and I bought her book, and it's the book she recommended was The Sundown Motel, and I listened to about 3.5 hours of it before I got distracted with other things. And the book so far was really, really good. It definitely had that eerie, unsettling feeling. And it's like anytime I drive next to old, rundown motels, I'm like, I want to drive past with all the lights on in the car and don't even make eye contact with the freaking motel.
That's exactly what she said she was doing after she read it.
Yeah, and I was only like 3 hours into it, so I can't wait to see how the rest of it turns out. And I did listen to my very first Paul Tremblay book. It was The Cabin at the End of the World, and that one was really, really good. A little bit of a slow burn, but it definitely took some twists and turns, and I really wasn't quite expecting the way it happened. And to me, the ending was very ambiguous on you're left to your own conclusions, it seems, which I'm totally fine, and I love books that do that because it makes you think. Was everyone telling the truth, or was this all a psychosis and none of this was happening? Or none of it was happening the way they were saying. But yeah, if you haven't read it, read it. But anyways, so again, sorry, tangent, you know me. But so anyways, thank y'all for being patient with us. Thank y'all for sticking around. There will be more videos. I know we said that last year and we didn't, but I will make sure. So with that being said, remember, for the love of God, remember, not every book is for everybody, but everyone should love reading. So I know that's stupid and sappy, but please, you don't have to like every book, and not every book is for everybody. But don't be nasty and hateful, please. So, and this world's already nasty and hateful as it is. Don't add to it. Especially in the book world where we're looking for escapes, and this is supposed to be our safe spot. So, but anyways, with that being said, thank y'all for coming back, because I'm coming back anyways. So y'all have a good one. Happy reads, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.